All right, before we get into Florida Man for March, I just wanted to say that this was filmed sporadically over a bunch of different periods. It's super late, I know. I've been in Japan, and then I got back, and 24 hours later, I had a boys' trip where we did tons of stuff. So this whole thing's kind of a mess. You got me giving news in Japan. You got me here in Florida. You got Eddie giving news. Josh giving news. Me voicing over footage because we messed it up. But let's get straight into it. The next one will be normal. Thank you guys for bearing with me.
What's up, little fellas? It's me. I'm voicing over all this footage because we made the big fucking mistake, big oopsie whoopsie of trying to record while traveling and fucked everything up. So here's some funny footage of me recording in public in Japan, but my microphone broke. March 1st. We've all had crazy exes. It's something most people go through. When you first start dating, you find insane psychopaths attractive. Maybe you get your car keyed. Maybe you find a dead bird under your pillow. Akiva Reddick took it a step further though when she broke into her ex-boyfriend's house, full Tasmanian devil mode, tearing everything apart. I cannot imagine the stomach-dropping feeling when you see your ex on your Ring doorbell camera while you're at work, pulling the spare key out from under the fucking doormat or something. When our Florida man finally made it home, she then proceeded to pelt him with pickled pork and pour the juices all over his couch and hit him. Reddick was arrested and is facing battery and burglary charges. It was a pretty lighthearted one, but gotta be real with you. This next one's pretty messed up. It's just not, it's not good. March 2nd, 2 Miami Beach police officers reported to a scene, searching for a possibly armed suspect. A scuffle ensued and one of the officers accidentally doinked the other officer. "I'm sorry. I thought you were an acorn." Everyone was okay at the end of the day, but I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. Keep a close eye on all of our oak trees, though, because we need to protect our acorns.
2 Irish men living in Florida, Kane Mitchell, 30, and Luke Comiskey, 31, died in April 2022 after receiving fentanyl-laced drugs from a man they met the day prior. These 2 men from the Dublin area were living in St. Petersburg when their boss called in a wellness check after they missed work. Their bodies were discovered in their apartment. A Florida funeral home shipped the men's remains to Ireland, according to a letter from a Florida medical examiner's office. One was cremated and the other was not, per the family's wishes. They mixed up the f***ing bodies. They mixed them up! Mitchell's was buried on Comiskey's family plot, and Comiskey was cremated. And what is credited as the most likely occurrence is just mixing up the tags. Florida Energy. They got the wrong labels. Narrator, they got the wrong labels.
They got the wrong labels.
They went to put the toe tags on.
Son of a bitch!
Our office is very remorseful about the tragedy of this situation, Helen wrote. It has been determined with a high degree of certainty that the 2 descendants appear to have been mislabeled at the location of death or upon delivery of the Mitchell examiner's office, the letter said. This has been Florida Man News.
Wow.
Oh,
That's crazy.
like a Mexican.
March 4th. I have to go shop for a Geiger counter, so we're gonna go undercover in this Geiger counter store and go over what happened in Florida on the day of March 4th.
Florida man named Drake turns on PvP in a Culver's drive-thru. The St. Petersburg Police Department responded to a Culver's restaurant located on 1451 and 34th Street North, where a man by the name of Sean Michael Drake was having a classic American meltdown in a drive-thru, seething and shaking while someone's big smoke in the drive-thru, having to wait more than 3 minutes for his food. Drake eventually decided to escalate. He had to do something. He started repeatedly driving his car into the car in front of him. He let the intrusive thoughts win. We've all thought about it. When the man exited the vehicle to confront Drake about, ramming his car in the ass, he proceeded to hit him with the car and then drive around with him clinging to the hood, then flee the scene, but not without striking another pedestrian on the way out. When the police confronted Drake at his home, all he had to say was, "No!" Now, while the great battle of Culver's is happening in St. Petersburg, a missing Florida mother, Marlon Lopez, is found alive inside a shipping container in Cocoa, Florida. While the circumstances of how she ended up in the shipping container are still under investigation, Tyler Sonnenberg, the owner of the shipping container, is totally fucking clueless as to how she got in there. He says he uses it for storing lawnmowers. And although he did see Miss Lopez around the area that day, that she went missing. He denies ever hearing any noises the following days after locking it up. It's like fucking Dexter, dude. A woman gets locked in your shipping container. There's no way for that to look good. I have no clue what happened here. I'm curious to see how the situation develops, but holy fuck. Like, imagine going into your own basement and there's a woman chained up in it. And you're like, what are you doing down here? Like, this is fucking insane.
That was the third time the small Japanese ancient man had stood up from behind the counter and went like this to us.
It was a
So
whole,
I'm standing in the middle aisle of a store like this.
it's a whole store just for Geiger counters. I've never seen that before in my life.
Mom found in shipping container.
April 18th, I'm standing in front of rotating baby. Victor Maltovo, a Miami-Dade police officer, played the "how many beers can I drink before 3 p.m. when my kids get off a school" game. One of my favorites. Victor, donning his well-earned car keys, drove his black stallion into the back of a parked police car, which then he proceeded to get out of his car, dazed and drunk and confused, and take a low-ready prone position in the road, holding his gun, aimed at the fucking police. We've all been there. Victor lowered his gun without incident or request, well, except pissing his pants in the back of the police cop car. That is a literal quoted thing that happened, and he's being charged with a DUI and property damage and has been relieved of his duties and his full bladder. Police said Maltovo could have been charged with using a firearm while under the influence of alcohol. Kind of mind-blowing that you can crash an SUV into a cop car, draw a weapon, and you just get a DUI. Like, come on. The guy drew a gun on police. I know he's your own, but damn. In other news, is anyone looking to buy a baby? Not the rotating one, though. Jessica Woods had one for sale, $500. But believe it or not, that's actually not legal. So, sale over. No more baby. My face when no one will buy my child outside of CVS. March 6th. Alan Borinsky successfully scares the hoes by bringing his nightmarish vibes and life-threatening riz to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Alan was overheard allegedly telling a passenger, and I quote, "If the bomb in my bag goes off prematurely, I apologize to your family in advance." He was then charged with a second-degree felony of making a false bomb threat, successfully scaring each and every one of the hoes. The bomb threat never works. It is not a winning tactic. I've tried it, and it will do no good for you.
Hello, I'm the Wax Man. I'm here to tell you about something that happened a few years ago. In March of 2021, the ISS catapulted 5,000 pounds of batteries into space. It was all part of an upgrade scheme that they were running, and they didn't really know what to do with the batteries. So they f***ed them off into space. Now fast forward to the 8th of March 2024. Why is this relevant, you say, Britt?
Why is this relevant, Britt?
Why is this relevant, everyone? Can anyone tell me why this is relevant? I guess I'll tell you why this is relevant. Because on the 8th of March 2024, one of those batteries jettisoned itself out of space and collided with a Florida man's fucking house. He was sat in his living room, probably playing with the good, enjoying some local culture, which we probably can't show you for YouTube reasons, and it just hit his house.
Adam, can we do can you put a battery right there and just have it come down and hit this place just as kind of a representation of what happened? Like, choo, boom, and back to Britt.
The guy was kind of confused as to why a battery just smashed his house to pieces after many years of not knowing that could happen. And I think he thought it was an act of God. You know what Floridians are like. And if it sounds made up, NASA's official statement to the man and the public after the incident was, "We sorry, aw, dispose of your batteries responsibly."
March 9th, 19-year-old Ashton Jarvis of New Smyrna Beach was driving his motorcycle. He had a fake will run license plate. Average Florida JIT behavior, average 19 to 20-year-old Florida behavior, will run license plate, LEDs in your car, all things that you think will get you pussy, but really scare the hoes. According to the Volusia Sheriff's Office, the teenager was caught weaving on his motorcycle through different parts of I-4. He was caught fleeing through the Sanford area, escaping officials. Boom. The teen fled from numerous police agencies. I'm gonna list these because I can't remember them. There's too many to count. He was fleeing from the Port Orange Police Department, New Smyrna Police Department, Ormond Beach Police Department, Edgewater Police Department, South Daytona Police Department, and the Volusia Sheriff's Office Department. Holy this dude aggroed every faction in the game in one motorcycle drive. He's currently being charged with, like, I don't know, an equally long list of crimes to the amount of sheriff's offices that he alerted in one drive. That has to be a record. Hats off to you, good sir. I'm gonna go into this maid cafe. See you guys for March 10th. Okay, March 13th. So at this point, we've been in Japan, me and Britt, aka the Wax Man, aka local McDonald's reviewer. We've been in Japan, and I was too lazy to write the rest of the script, but I do have the stories, so we're gonna be freeballing it. March 13th, we have another Florida samurai. How many there's a samurai incident every single month in Florida, at least one. And I mean a full-on katana samurai incident. A 70-year-old Daytona Beach resident was arrested for trying to stab two teens with a samurai sword. It's not really that big of a deal. Think about it. Anyway, here's the details. What is my phone doing? Robert Stephen Robb was arrested Saturday and charged with 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. I think it's really there should be a whole separate category for child abuse if you're using a samurai sword, right? Like, how do you, like, okay, one guy, he, like, smacks a kid for not getting him a cold beer from the fridge and a warm one out of the case. The other guy used a samurai sword and cut a kid's fingers off. You are not the same. Why does this keep happening? This is insane. I'm terrified. What is going on, dude? Police said on Saturday that they were called to 1300 block something Boulevard, where they found a 14 and 17-year-old with injuries from said samurai sword. The teens told the police that, hey, we went to this house to look for our friend. We knocked on the door. Rob opened the door. And then, in true samurai Florida fashion, literally charged the 2 kids with a samurai sword. Like, they knocked on the door open, straight out the door. That's insane. It's every month. One of the teens actually, when the sword was like plunged at him, grabbed the blade to stop it from going into his chest. This is just a normal everyday occurrence in Florida, baby. They're interested in the figure. It's got big boobs. I'm reading this and it doesn't shock me. The teens received a few cuts, and our local samurai was locked up. He's being held in Volusia County Branch Jail on Monday for a $10,000 bail. Listen, compared to some of the people that we're gonna be covering today, this isn't that big of a deal. Okay, we have some big stuff in store. Some real diabolical little critters in store for today.
Juicy, what are you doing?
March 14th. All right, crosswalk challenge. Britt told me to record the next one in the middle of the fucking street, so we gotta be quick. March 14th, a South Florida woman is facing charges. She packed the blicky inside of her son's lunchbox. Insane. What's for lunch? Smith & Wesson, teach. Shania Davis, 39, was arrested due to child neglect, okay? She had a lot of car break-ins, and she decided, I'm gonna hide the gun in the kid's school lunchbox, and she forgot to take it out. The kid went to school. He opened up. PB&J? No. Glock 18. If you're gonna give your kid a gun to take to school, make sure it's something more discreet, or maybe give him, like, I don't know, a peanut butter jelly sandwich instead. Anyways, that was crosswalk challenge, and yeah, the child neglect charges. She packed a gun in her kid's lunchbox. We did it. We succeeded. The crosswalk challenge. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? March 20th. We're now in the 7-Eleven bathroom. You ever look at your friends and you just like, dude, I could fucking kill you right now. Like, you just look at your friend and you're like, I'm actually gonna kill you. That's the story. Some dude looked at his roommate in front of 2 small children and said, bro, I could assassinate you right now in the blink of an eye. And a homie literally held up a handgun and pulled the trigger at his friend, and then, as even an accident, he shot him in the face. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, crazy enough for being point-blank shot in the face. But the roommates weirdly said that they conducted drills to stay vigilant. Like, I don't know what that means. That's like the caught you lacking meme. Like, maybe they just randomly would like draw guns on each other and be like, gotcha. Bro, I could assassinate you right now. So yeah, I don't think any charges were pressed. He's being charged possibly for firing a gun in front of children, but his roommate, who he shot in the fucking face, was like, nah, dude, it's chill. I know you was playing around. I think someone's waiting to use this bathroom stall, so we're gonna get out now. Maybe we don't both go out at the same time. Act natural. Hentai waifu pee. Black. Adam, do not show them what this bottle used to say. Whatever you do, don't put it on the screen right now as I'm talking about it. Don't let them know. All right. Meanwhile, while some guy was trying to assassinate his roommate, we're still on March 20th. We're on March 20th still. It takes us to Fort Lauderdale, where Miss Edens had boarded a bus. This is Miss Edens, the Edens in question. She had boarded a bus, for which she didn't pay for. And the bus driver was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, it's cool. No biggie. I'll let you still ride the bus. And the big problem is, after 10 or 15 minutes, she started to become a little bit irate. She was yelling at people, like it was a whole thing. Now comes the end of the line. The bus driver is like, yo, it's time to get off this mother trucker. Edens then resisted completely. Remember, this guy let her ride the bus for free. This is like the most wholesome interaction that's happened on a bus in Florida. Normally people just eat people, but no. You can ride the bus for free. And she started arguing with him. Can you believe it? I don't get it. I do not get it. This guy did you a favor, and you're gonna cause a whole ruckus. Immature. Disgusting. Not only did Edens argue with the bus driver, but following Edens' exit, she spat directly into his face. Unbelievable. The bus driver quickly called the police, which then located and detained Edens in the corner of SR 810 on Lyons Road. Upon interviewing Edens herself, she told the officers that she spit in the bus driver's face just defending herself, which is it's insanity. It makes no sense. And this is a quote from Miss Edens. Apparently, she fell asleep on the ride, and she was doing it because she woke up to the driver touching her coochie. She's claiming the driver had touched her coochie, verbatim. Despite her self-defense claims, there's zero witnesses that can corroborate this at all. Like, it just makes no sense. No. People, they asked some people, an unnamed passenger confirmed that everything that Edens has said, it's complete bullshit, okay? It's not true. It's not true at all. And yeah, her erratic behavior was pretty much the only crime committed. Listen, this is probably the least lethal thing to ever happen on a Florida bus. I don't know if you guys know this, but a man was eaten. We had a guy getting actually eaten like a sandwich on a bus before. So this is really this is just chump change. March 21st. Oh wait, I'm holding the mic all the way the fuck out. March 21st, a Florida man is ticketed for eating what is considered the most important meal of the day, breakfast, in the middle of an intersection. Look, this is my boy. He's balling. He decided today, look, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to have dinner in the middle of the highway. He's brought a little table and everything. It's insane. He sat with a small TV table and a chair and ate what appeared to be pancakes. Officers were able to locate the man from his Facebook video of him doing said thing, and it ended up being 21-year-old Kyron Thomas. He was found in his residence, which happened to be like 100 yards from the place. Maybe he just wanted to change it up. Thomas literally told the officers it was a prank, bro. Actually, he used it was a prank, bro. And I don't see what the big deal is with somebody eating breakfast in the middle of an intersection. It's just change things up, the spice of life. Make things a little bit exciting. All right, maybe I want to eat my pancakes in the active war zone, like I-4. Oh wait, I just realized while reading this story, get pranked. This happened 7 years ago. So 7 years ago in March, yeah, that happened 7 years ago. Okay. We're on March 25th. This was a decently big day. This was a pretty decent day for the Florida lore, baby. This happened in Pensacola, like most things do. According to the arrest, some officers were patrolling around, and they saw a guy with a go-kart and no license plate on the roadway, which is a no-no. You're not allowed to do that. Obviously, you need some sort of, you need a license or to drive a sandwich. They tried to pull him over, but he kept driving at his max speed of 20 miles per hour, flipping the bird at these police officers. Peterson's eventually drove onto W. Jackson Street and tried to pull back into DeLuna Street, but deputies stopped him in his tracks. Apparently, he bonked a police officer on the head and then got tased. So yeah, Florida man flees on go-kart with no license plate and bonks police officer, eats taser for breakfast. He also bit the deputy, which is weird. It's kind of hornily sexual to bite somebody as a grown man. He was treated at the hospital. He's being held on an $8,500 bond. Go-kart bandit.
What if I told you there's vomit all over the inside of this? That means some guy came in here drunk and was like...
Okay, so March 25th brings us to talk about a man named Jonathan Crenshaw. He was a homeless man with no fingies. In fact, he had no anything except 2 legs, for which he used to paint beautiful pictures. Now, he was a pretty infamous guy in his area. He was a homeless man. He would paint things. Now, eventually, he stopped showing up. It has just recently been confirmed that he had passed away, which is very sad. He died at only 51. He died at only 51. That's when sightings of him stopped. His cause of death was found to be esophageal varices and enlarged veins in the esophagus lining that can lead to life-threatening complications. Nobody did it like my boy. He didn't need no, Jesus Christ. He didn't need no arms to paint, okay? Van Gogh cut off his ear. My dog did it without 2 arms, bitch. There's a Wikipedia page dedicated to him if you want to learn more. We're gambling, which is bad. We're doing it for a bit, though, so it's okay. Come on, big money, baby. Come on! We're taking a small break from Florida news to do the 1,000 yen fist bump challenge. The fist bump challenge here in Akihabara. This is the nightmare that Japanese people imagine when they think of like foreigners coming to Japan. So I'm just gonna pull out a fist bump. I just need 1 fist bump. One fist bump. Boom. 1 fist bump, my good man. No fist bump. Everyone's scared of a good fist bump. If I was in Florida and I held my fist out like this for long enough, there'd be nothing left but bone. How long must I wait for 1 fist bump? I'll wait 1,000 years. 10,000 years. For 1 fist bump. There's 300 people there that wouldn't fist bump me. 1 fist bump like this. Boom. 1 fist bump from the literally. All I need is a fist bump. Please. 1 fist bump. Fist bump? Oh, yes, here, take this. Oh, I've been standing here forever. Thank God you saved me. Have it. You don't want it? You have an iPhone? No! He had an iPhone. He looked at me and said, I don't want it. I have an iPhone. It's now a gift. But please put a picture of the one man who saved me from fist bump hell.
March 27th brings us the biggest scumbag of the month. Anton Aftonov Karamfilov. Did you fucking make that up? This truly sick individual entered a Polk County convenience store and did the unimaginable. Is that Anton? You have to tell me if it's Anton behind me. Here's Anton noting the free ride if you shoplift from the store sign as he walks into the Love's, is that supposed to say Lowe's? Into the Love's truck stop. Succumbing to his dark desires, Anton begins to fill his pockets with pistachios and beef jerky. Meat and nuts flying everywhere. Truly one of the sickest individuals we've ever seen. God has truly left us. After noticing the Love's employees staring at him stuffing his 9th packet of pistachios into his pocket, Anton fled the scene, and it says here, meat in hand in his Lowe's box truck. Thankfully, our boys in blue gave Anton the free ride that he was desiring so badly at the front door. And our streets were made safe once again. Can I go now?
Can I come in now?
Yeah, you want to read some Florida news?
I can read some Florida news.
Thank you guys for watching Florida Man Review for March of 2024. I know this one was pretty scuffed. And it's pretty scuffed. And listen, the next one, which we're gonna be back in action. We'll be back to it, okay? Like, me and Brent have been in Japan for like almost a month now. So it's been kind of hard to get things in order. And says, yeah, the next one is gonna be normal. And maybe for the next Florida Man Review, I'll be in my house. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you guys for letting me do this goofy off fucking series. And I cannot believe that dude did not accept the 1,000 yen Google Play gift card. I'm going to be seething about that for the next month. I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Bye.